There we go. Um, so as a result of using these tools and techniques with children, parents started giving me feedback about how their family was really benefiting from this. Because the dynamics were shifting in the family as children were becoming aware of their own ability to take care of themselves. So I decided to expand that and began teaching Spirit Camp. I pulled all the curriculum together that I had been using and created more, and it became a summer camp. And I was really enjoying teaching it in the state of Maine. And then I started reaching out and expanding and teaching it in other locations. And everywhere Spirit Camp went, the parents and the children were excited. There was like a 100% return rate each year. The kids couldn't wait to come back to Spirit Camp. And, you know, one of the parents said that she really felt like it was because that was where her child was learning who she was becoming. And that was the opportunity for her to use the key that Spirit Camp was giving her to unlock the mysteries of who she was. I mean, that's really powerful for like a 7-year-old to start experiencing that. But there are kids who have gone to 5 Spirit Camps and they just keep wanting to come to more. So these aren't tools that are available in mainstream. So I think that this is a real opportunity for us as adults and as light workers to step forward and bring this body of work to as many children as we can reach around the world. I want to tell you one story about a family I worked with very early on. She was in one of my very first Spirit Camps. She sorry, I'm getting used to technology here. This child had gone to a Spirit Camp, and then I teach also Spirit Camp workshops and stuff during the school year. So she had studied with me quite a bit. The family experienced a family death, and the person passed away in their sleep. And for this 7-year-old, it was really traumatic for her to go to sleep at night because she thought she was going to pass away in her sleep. So after a couple of weeks of chaos and trauma, and just the whole family was suffering at bedtime, the mom contacted me and asked me if I had any ideas. So I suggested that the child bring out her rattles that she made in Spirit Camp and rattle and call in the essence of her power animal, which is an owl. So it's beautiful. It was a nocturnal creature. And the child was to ask her power animal to watch over her overnight, throughout the night, and wake her up in the morning. And just by giving her owl that responsibility of waking her up in the morning, it completely changed everything. The very first night they used that tool, the child was able to go to sleep without any issues whatsoever. And it completely changed the nighttime routine in that family. And it's just such a simple tool, but this isn't something that children are usually taught, but it completely healed the bedtime routine in that family. So there are some amazing stories that I'll put little bits and pieces of in here as we're going through the rest of the call. But on this call, I want you to have a takeaway of 5 things in particular. And they are, number 1, I want to make sure you understand how simple and easy and available these tools are. And they can be used in so many settings. They can be used in schools, on the playground, at home, in the car when you're commuting, when the kids are in the supermarket. I mean, these really can be used anywhere. They're simple and easy and effective. Your relationship with children this is number 2. Your relationship with children will improve dramatically with all of the social emotional learning techniques that you'll be taught, whether you're a parent or a teacher. And by the way, your relationship with yourself will improve as well, because if you have any unresolved issues from your childhood, these tools work to help adults heal also. Number 3, teaching kids about their connection to spirit makes our lives easier. it takes you off the hook because your child or the children that you work with, they have their own connection to spirit. They are directly connected to source. We teach them how to utilize their own direct connection to spirit, and it sets them up for success. I mean, this is a win-win. So that's one of the most important things I want you to take away from this call today is this program really makes your life easier. And number 4, this is a business. So if you want to create extra income for yourself, it's a great way to do it. You'll have an easy business in a box that comes with this training, and I'll be teaching you all of the steps that you can take to get from point A to point Z to be able to create your own business. And if you're someone who loves to travel, I'll also teach you how you can use Spirit Camp as a means to travel while you're making money and doing something that you love and you feel totally passionate about. And number 5, if that's not enough, you can take your love of spirituality, nature, and children and combine them all into this beautiful, fulfilling, inspiring way of bringing this body of work to the children in the world. You can have a positive impact on the lives of the children in your community and farther. I mean, we have a global reach now with our online platforms. We are on a mission together to change the world and heal the world, one child at a time. And some of you I know may not be very familiar with what the curriculum is in Spirit Camp. So I want to just share a tiny bit about what we teach children at Spirit Camp. We spend a great deal of time learning about chakras. They're introduced to them. They learn how to balance them, how to open them, how to close them off for protection. They learn how to work with pendulums and dowsing rods, affirmations, shamanic journeying, working with power animals and spirit helpers, many breathing techniques, mindfulness exercises, gemstones and crystals and the healing properties they have, working with essential oils, aromatherapy, EFT, which is a tapping technique, and much, much more. That's kind of like just a little taste of what some of the curriculum is that the kids learn. It's a really full body of work. So that takes us to the mission of this program. There is no better time than right now, under the restrictions of this pandemic, to move forward with a body of work like this. With everything that's going on in the world right now, parents need relief. Parents are suffering teaching their children at home, and some parents don't really know how to teach their kids. With Dancing Jaguar, we have the opportunity to bring relief to thousands of families quickly through the internet. Parents and children need us more than ever to teach them ways to empower themselves and set them up for success for the rest of their lives. What would it feel like to you to know that every single day you are making the difference in the life of a child? And by the way, you're also making a difference in the lives of their parents too. So I have another story about a child that I'd like to share with you that is really deeply touching. This child was a little bit on the older side. She was about 11, and she was already starting to cut as a coping mechanism. So her parents and therapist decided that Spirit Camp may provide her with some tools that she could use and hopefully stop the cutting. So this child was thriving throughout the week and was smiling and very engaged. And the mom texted me at one point and said, "What are you doing with my child? I haven't seen a smile on her face for months." And I said, "She's doing all the work. You know, we're just giving her the roadmap to follow, and she's doing the inner work." So part of the Spirit Camp that week was to do a fire ceremony that was a ceremony to help children learn how to release things that are no longer serving them. And I'm sure some of you in the call here have participated in a ceremony similar to that, where you think of something you want to release. You either write it on a piece of paper. In spirit camp, the kids blew that into a pine cone, and then they offered it to the pine cone. And we shared information about how the fire transmutes energy. It's a pretty extensive little body of work that we do around that. Well, that weekend, right after spirit camp ended, that child's grandmother had a stroke and was not going to survive. And the mom texted me that she was really nervous that her child was going to start cutting again. So I told her to remind the child of her toolbox, and if she needed help, to contact me. Well, the next day, the mom wrote me an email and said she was writing through tears because the previous night, her daughter had come to her and said, "Mom, we need to create a fire ceremony for grandma. All of us are going to write letters to her, and we're going to stand around the fire and read the letters to her, and then we're going to burn them. And the smoke is going to carry our letters up to heaven. So when grandma gets there, she's going to have letters." I get goosebumps telling this story. She's going to have letters from all of us waiting for her. And the mom said she realized at that point that her child was going to be okay, because she, in fact, did have a toolbox full of things that she could use when she faces challenges in life. And that child completely did a turnaround that summer and started school in a completely different place and started creating healthier friendships with the people around her. And it changed her life. So I'm actually gathering all of these stories together because there are so many of them, and we'll be writing a book about the healing, the profound healing that happens for children at Spirit Camp. So in this pandemic that we're all in right now, I hear from a lot of people that their children are suffering. Some of the parents are suffering. Teachers are having difficulty engaging their children online. Children are losing their social connections and they're feeling isolated. And parents are also isolated and they're feeling the pressure of their children's isolation. So now more than ever, the parents, the teachers, the children need the support. They need tools, they need knowledge, and they need this wisdom to help them navigate through our life today. As soon as schools closed in the spring, Dancing Jaguar held daily classes. So children and parents would have a place to gather to process their thoughts and feelings about what was going on and to learn coping strategies to help support themselves while we were collectively facing an unknown future with this pandemic. And parents started emailing me and telling me how much they appreciated that because their children were feeling safe, protected, connected, valued, and listened to. And I keep being asked by parents, can you continue doing this with our children? So the children right now really need places to gather. And sorry, I'm having a technological issue. They need places to gather, to feel safe, and to be heard, and to feel like they're being heard. So I just invite you to also be in demand for the people who are going through this pandemic with us. There are so many families out there that need people like us to directly connect with their children and provide them with tools. So to start you off on becoming a certified Spirit Camp teacher, today's free gift, just for joining me on the call, is to provide you with the extensive list of books that Dancing Jaguar carries in its online store. We have spent years researching books that support the spiritual development of children, and I have been told by numerous parents that I have the largest collection of spiritual books for children in one place, and I am providing you with that list of books today just as a gift for being on this call with me. So what I would like to do next with all of you, if you are game, I see somebody is in their car, so this wouldn't work for you, but I want to take the rest of you through a guided meditation that I actually do with the kids at Spirit Camp. It's one of our modules. It's going to be just a snippet of what the children experience. It's called Meeting Your Inner Critic. And for most children, they are completely unaware of the dialogue that goes on in our heads, the inner dialogue that everyone experiences, but most children have never identified it before. And we do it in a really fun and playful way where the children get to meet their inner critic and then they meet their inner champion. And there are some really profound things that come out of this body of work too. So I'm going to invite you, if you are able to get comfortable. If you can lie down, I invite you to lie down because you would be experiencing it exactly as a child experiences it at Spirit Camp. Or you can just close your eyes in a seated position, but you will notice that in the relaxing part of the body relaxation part at the very beginning, I kind of referenced that you're lying down, but just take that into consideration. So I am going to get my notes up here and get ready to go. Okay, so I trust everyone is about ready. You can turn your camera off for this if you're feeling more comfortable, but I'm not looking at you, I promise. I'm actually reading my script. Okay, everybody, I'd like to invite you to find a quiet place to calm your body, close your eyes, and let's take a deep breath in through your mouth, in through your nose, and out through your mouth. And again, in through your nose and out through your mouth. And one more time, take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Now pretend that you are squeezing a whole lemon in both of your hands. Squeeze your hands really, really hard. Try to squeeze all the juice out of the lemons. Feel the tightness in your hands and your arms as you're squeezing. Now drop the lemons and relax. See how much better your hands and arms feel when they're relaxed? Let's try that one more time. Imagine you're squeezing the whole lemons. Both hands are really, really tight, squeezing all the juice out of the lemons. And now drop the lemons and relax your arms and your hands. Beautiful job, friends. Now pretend that you are a furry, lazy cat and you want to stretch. So stretch your arms out in front of you and raise them way up high over your head, way back. Feel the pull on your shoulders. Stretch higher and higher. And now just let your arms relax back down by your sides. Okay, kitty, we're gonna stretch again. Here we go. Stretch your arms out in front of you, raise them way up high over your head, stretch way back. Feel that pull higher and higher. Beautiful, and just let your arms drop back down to your side. Beautiful, kitten. And now we're gonna pretend we're a turtle. You're sitting out on a rock by a nice, peaceful pond, just relaxing in the sun. It feels nice and warm and safe. Uh-oh, you sense danger. Pull your head into your house. Try to pull your shoulders up to your ears and push your head down into your shoulders. Hold tight. It's not easy being a turtle in a shell. Okay, the danger's past. Oh, you can come out into the warm sunshine. Once again, you can relax and enjoy the beautiful warm sunshine. Oh no, watch out. Oh, there's more danger. Hurry, pull your head back into your house. Shoulders up tight. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Okay, the danger's past. Come out of your shell. Oh, feel that warm sunshine again. How wonderful that feels. Okay, friends, now you have a giant jawbreaker bubble gum in your mouth and it's really hard to chew. Bite down on it hard. Let those neck muscles help you. Good, good. Now relax and let your jaw hang loose for a moment. Notice how good it feels just to let your jaw drop and relax. Okay, let's tackle that jawbreaker one more time. Bite down on it hard. Let your neck muscles help you. Bite down hard, scrunch it all up. Okay, now just let your jaw hang loose and relax. You're doing a beautiful job, friends. Here comes a pesky old fly, and he has landed on your nose. Try to get him off without using your hands. Wrinkle up your nose. Make as many wrinkles in your nose as you can. Scrunch up your nose really, really hard. Good, good. You've chased him away. Now you can relax your nose. Oh dear, here he comes back again. Oops, he's landed on your nose again. Try to get him off without using your hands. Wrinkle up your nose, scrunch it on up. Make as many wrinkles in your nose as you can. Good job. He's gone again. Yay. Okay, relax. Hey, here comes a cute baby elephant, but he's not watching where he's going and he doesn't see you lying down in the grass. He's about to step on your stomach. Don't move. You don't have time to get out of the way. Just get ready. Make your stomach muscles really, really hard. Tighten them up. Tighten that stomach. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Oh, he's turned. He's going the other way. Oh, phew. Relax. Let your stomach go soft. Oh, that feels so much better. Oh no, he's turned. He's coming towards you again. Quick, tighten up your stomach. Make it really, really hard. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Make your stomach really tight. Oh, he's turned again. Okay, okay, it's safe. Relax. Let your stomach go. Soften it. Relax it. Beautiful. Okay, my friends. That feels so much better. Now let's pretend that you are standing barefoot in a big, fat mud puddle. Squish your toes deep down into the squishy mud. Try to get your feet all the way down to the bottom of the mud puddle. Push, push, spread your toes apart. Feel the mud squishing up between your toes. And now step out of the mud. Step out of the puddle, relax your feet, let them go loose, and see how wonderful that feels, how good it feels to be relaxed. So let's step into that puddle one more time. Squish your toes deep down into the mud and get your feet down to the bottom of that mud puddle. Spread your toes apart. Feel the mud squishing up between your toes. Ooh, that feels good. Now step out of the mud puddle. Relax your feet. Let your toes go loose. And just feel how relaxed and calm and peaceful your whole body feels. Beautiful, my friends. Now we are going to pretend that you are the proud owner of a tiny drone, a remote control drone that is small enough to enter your body through your ear. So in your imagination, see yourself holding the remote control for this drone as it lifts up and you watch it circle around your body, gently making tighter and tighter circles as it gets closer to your head. It approaches your ear and quietly and gently it enters through your ear and into your brain, where there are many hallways in your brain, and you steer the drone toward the control center. You'll know how to get there. Your intuition will help guide you to the right place. Keep winding your way through the hallways, and soon you notice a room in front of you that has a sign that says Control Center. So now let's steer that drone into the control center room, and you'll see someone sitting at a table, and you'll immediately recognize your inner critic. Take note of what it looks like. Is it male or female? Is it tall or short? What color hair does it have? Use your intuition to see if you can learn what its name is. Through your drone, you can also tell it that you're happy to meet it, and explain that today your inner critic is going to learn how to be more loving toward you from now on. And also tell it that you're going to leave it for now, but you are going to come back and visit it again later. So say goodbye and steer the drone out of the room and come back along the hallways, winding your way back toward your ear. And then the drone exits your ear and you park it nearby. It will be ready for takeoff again a little later in our day. So at this point in time, I'm going to invite you on our call to withdraw yourself from the drone and take a moment to wiggle your fingers and toes and gently stretch your arms and legs, and slowly bring yourself back to room consciousness and to our call. Welcome back, everyone. At this point in time in Spirit Camp, I would invite the children to draw a picture of their inner critic. So I encourage you to just take a moment to envision your inner critic in your mind's eye. And while you're doing that, I'm going to prepare to do a screen share with you, so I can show you an actual picture that was drawn by a 7-year-old when we did this module at a Spirit Camp. So just take a moment to envision your own inner critic. And I was hoping this would be bigger. Let's see if I can make it bigger. Are you able, Lisa, I can see you really clearly. Are you able to see this picture right now?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, thank you. So friends, I want to share with you this picture drawn by a 7-year-old. And her inner critic, as you can see, has a broken heart on its shirt. And around it, you see the words, "You don't know anything. You can't do that. You'll never be as cool as me. You'll never be awesome. You can't do anything. I don't want to see your face. You look like a worm and ugly and a dog." And then at the bottom, "Mwahahaha." So at the end of this particular module, this child came and gave this to me. And I wasn't sure what to do with it at first. There's a lot here. So I put it in my Spirit Camp binder, in the back of my binder. I knew I needed to keep it. And I forgot about it. This was in my very first Spirit Camp of the summer 2 years ago. And I didn't find this drawing again until the beginning of September, after I had taught Spirit Camps every week that summer. And I found it, and I know the mom, and I know the mom is very deeply into her own spirituality. And I felt safe reaching out to the mom to share this picture with her, because I really felt like the mom would want to have an opportunity to work with her child, to support her child in finding more loving inner dialogue. So I emailed this to the mom, who responded back and said, I understand what I'm seeing here. And what she drew is a picture of me. And she said, I don't say those words to her, but I yell. And now I understand that what she is hearing, the energy that my words are coming out as, that's what she's hearing when I yell. And this is going to change the way I interact with my daughter forever. And she said that next year, when you come back here to do a Spirit Camp, I promise you that you will see a different inner dialogue from my child's inner critic. So this is a drawing that I feel is so powerful to share with adults who are parents, teachers, adults who work with children, social workers, therapists, because that little exercise that we just did is so powerful to give you insight into what's happening in terms of the child's inner dialogue. And then after this, the children do that same meditation again, and they meet their inner champion. And then they start working, understanding, no, let me go back there. Then they start learning tools, and to be able to have their inner champion teach their inner critic how to be more loving, and how to I shared that after a while their inner champion's voice is going to be the louder voice, and their inner critic's voice is just going to become a whisper. And some really touching things have come out of this. There was a child who told me that her inner champion is her grandfather that passed away before she was born, but she knew immediately who it was. And so there's some really cool things that come out of all of the modules in Spirit Camp, but kids love this module. And at the end of every day at camp, we ask them what their favorite part of the day was. And on the day that we do this particular module, some children will say meeting their inner critic was the best part of their day. So it's powerful stuff. So I'm gonna close that, and I stop share for just a second. I think I'm going into another screen share immediately, but hang on here. Yes, another screen share. So let me find my next document for you. Okay, I want to tell you what you get as a result of being in the teacher training program. See if I can put this into a bigger. Can you see this full screen? Yes, okay. So once you are enrolled in the Virtual Spirit Camp Teacher Training Program, you will receive the entire digital file curriculum, the manual for Spirit Camp, which includes a business in a box, complete instructions on how to go home and recreate this for yourself, the list of materials that are needed before you even begin teaching Spirit Camps, the presets each day for the craft projects, the curriculum that is covered every day in total detail, and then real stories from Spirit Camp, like the ones I've been sharing, that really describe a lot of the profound healing experiences that children have had when they've attended Spirit Camp. Because it's important for you to be able to have stories that you can share with people as you're building your business. So I invite you to borrow my stories until you have some of your own. But this, I don't know if you can see it, this is the actual binder. It's a 1-inch binder. It is full, chock full of curriculum for you to start moving forward with. You'll also receive extra modules, which we call plug and play modules, which are additional modules, because doing Spirit Camp for so many years, each year I would add some new things. So there are actually more modules than you could possibly use in one Spirit Camp. So that's kind of like another bonus you're getting right there, is more material than you can actually use in a Spirit Camp. But you can use all of that material year round to be able to do after school programs, weekend workshops, school vacations in the wintertime, yoga studios. There are so many places where you can actually use this curriculum. And I am, excuse me, I'm a substitute teacher at a Montessori school. And we use many of these modules right in the Montessori classrooms. And the school that I do the modules in is in Fairfield, Maine, and they received a nationwide grant to be able to bring the Dancing Jaguar teachings into their school. So that's like an open door right there to every Montessori school in the country, because the grant came from their national organization. So that's a really strong selling point right there for getting this into the schools. So I also mentioned before that you get your business in a box, which is giving you complete instructions on how to build this yourself, including project timelines, timelines for advertising, timelines that you would use for different Spirit camps, introduction letters, sample ones that you can send to organizations you may be approaching to rent space from, marketing and promotional plans, and years of experience that we've had to help you get set up into your own successful business. You'll also receive a 30-minute coaching call with me during the course of the teacher training program, where I can answer any one-on-one questions that you might have or clarify anything that you need help with. And then you'll also receive an invitation to join a closed Facebook group that is just for Spirit Camp teachers from all over the world. So you'll get to develop some camaraderie with other people who have joined the Dancing Jaguar family and share our passion for and our love for teaching children these spiritual concepts and tools. So I want to share a little bit of additional information here. This program will be meeting on live Zoom calls starting October 3rd from 11 to 4 for 6 consecutive Saturdays. And we'll take a break from 1 to 2. So it's a 5-hour block with a 1-hour break in the middle, because I know there are some moms out there who may need to check in on their kids, get kids lunch, eat your own lunch, answer your own business emails. So we're doing 5 hours on 6 consecutive Saturdays. And before each call, I'll be sending you the PDF downloads that you can print off and start adding to your binder. I'll send you a link to some videos to watch prior to the call. And then you can prepare any questions you might have, kind of reviewing the information. And then I will actually teach the modules to you, as we just did with the inner critic module. That's how we're going to be doing the online program. You'll need to have access to a smartphone, tablet, or some other device that you can record on, because we aren't in a face-to-face platform where we can do partnering work with each other. As you can see over here, one child is using a pendulum that she just made in Spirit Camp to check her partner's chakras. That's an example of something that you'll have to do as homework as part of the program. And it might be just a 2-minute video that you record and you just send to me, or we upload it into the platform that we're going to be using. And I just get to check and see how it went, and then we talk about it in that next call. What was it like for you? What was your experience working with your partner? So that's what you get for that's what you receive when you join the program. So now I'm gonna get back to you on the call. Hang on here. A little technology moment, please. Okay. So now I get to tell you that this program has been valued at $2,400, but your offer for joining the teacher training program today is half price, $1,200. And I have a little bonus surprise coming up for you too. So I would just encourage you to make a commitment to yourself to show up and set aside time for 6 consecutive Saturdays in the fall to welcome a new adventure and a new direction for your life. And I want to remind you also right now that you're going to receive an email tomorrow with a recording of this call, a link to the registration. So click on that link as soon as you open the email. You'll also receive my notes from this call. I'll include the PDF that I just showed you about what you'll receive in the program. And I'll also include the PDF of all of the books that Dancing Jaguar has in its inventory to help you start developing your own library of books that help promote the spirituality of children. So now I get to the fun part about the bonus. As a bonus, if you register for this program before July 30th at midnight, you will receive the entire virtual Spirit Camp curriculum, which just got developed this spring as a result of the pandemic. So in the spring, when we went into shelter in place and I started working with children online, many of the children that I was seeing on the calls were children who had actually attended in-person spirit camps in previous summers. So it occurred to me that it would be a wonderful way to start adapting Spirit Camp into an online platform, and let's just see if it works. And we had so much fun with this. One of my dear friends and teacher trainee graduates, she is Lisa Fontanella, and she's on the call with us right now. Lisa, wave, thank you. Lisa was my co-host on the virtual Spirit Camp, and I have to tell you, it was really fun and funny because there's a lot of crafts in Spirit Camp. I mean, it's a summer camp for kids, and so crafts is a big part of it. And we had to be really creative and clever and think outside the box because people couldn't go out shopping and, you know, things were really crazy. And we had to come up with materials people could use in their homes to create the craft projects for Spirit Camp. So this virtual Spirit Camp curriculum is completely unique. It is Spirit Camp curriculum, but we had to adapt it. So giving you as your bonus that entire body of work sets you up for success so that as soon as you are a certified Spirit Camp teacher, you can literally go online the next day and you've got all of my notes, the emails I sent to parents, the pictures of the how-tos that I sent to parents with how to create a pouch out of a sock, you know, for the kids to use to put their sacred stuff in. And it's just a really fun body of work. So if you sign up for this program before July 30th at midnight, you will get that bonus, which will come to you as soon as you're certified. So you'll be ready to go with your in-person teaching and your online teaching. And I just want to encourage you to take advantage of this. This is the only body of work that exists that I am aware of that provides children with a complete toolbox of wisdom. And it uses so many different spiritual concepts, and it's all done together in a neat little package. So I would encourage you to just take advantage of that because we've done all of the research, all of the development, all of the implementation. We've got it all packaged perfectly to just hand over to someone so that you can join our team and start doing this amazing work with children all over the world because they need us now more than ever. So,
Ava,
yes.
can I say something?
Yes.
Hi, everybody. Um, I have had the honor of doing the in-person, or most of the in-person, pandemic kind of got in the way of the teacher training, but also helping to do the online version, the virtual version, which was a hoot, I have to tell you, because to think out totally outside the box, and I'm going to give you an example. One of the modules is about a talking stick. And so it's about how to use a talking stick. And there's a wonderful story that Ava reads. Well, as Ava said, the kids really couldn't go outside at that point in time. So one of the kids got a shish kebab skewer and used that as the talking stick and decorated it and had all sorts of like little streamers and things on it and wrapped it in paper. So it was fun for me, and I think Ava would, excuse me, would say so too, to see the creativity that the kids came up with,
Mhm.
even more so than if they were just doing a craft project. They had to really use their imagination and think outside the box. And speaking of box, the business in a box, I don't know what I expected when I started doing the teacher training. But what I did not expect was this binder that goes step by step by step by step. I was blown away by that, I have to admit, because I've done other classes and workshops and whatever, and you don't necessarily get all of the components in a book that you have that you can just run with it. I've done spiritual work for many, many, many years, and it touched the heart of me doing it, going through the teacher training myself, but then also doing the virtual camp with the kids, because I had wished that when I was a kid, I learned about all this stuff. My life would have been flipping amazing. I mean, it's amazing now, but you know what I mean? Like, there's just so much grounding that comes with that. And I was really, really blown away by that. And I don't know that Ava's doing the program justice because she's a very humble person. The amount of work and effort that has gone into this over however many years and the thought process with that is really quite phenomenal. So whether you choose to do the teacher training or not, just know that there's good stuff going out into the world. And it's really amazing to watch the kids responding to that. It's quite awesome. So I just wanted to share that.
Oh, thank you, Lisa. Thanks. I did have somebody just ask if we're going to do Q&A, and yes, we are. In fact, I'm going to ask you right now if you could go into the chat room to write your questions, and then what I'm going to do while you're writing your questions in the chat, I'm going to tell you just a story about how healing this program is for adults too. I mean, this isn't just for kids. So while you're writing, I'm just going to digress for a second here and tell you about one of my teacher training graduates who, when we were going through the teacher training program, every time I would read a story, because you experience the training like you did with the guided meditation as a spirit camper, and then we come back and we talk about it as from an adult's perspective. So every time I would read a story, she cried. And she ended up sharing with us that she had a really abusive childhood, and she was realizing going through the teacher training program that no one had ever read her a story as a child. So as I was reading to her in the teacher training program, she was doing some amazing inner child healing work for herself. And I have seen that over and over and over again. In fact, one of the comments I received from numerous people when they do course evaluations at the end is, we need more time to process. So what I've learned is it's not just me teaching the material as if you're a spirit camper and then us talking about it as adults. I've had to leave another additional block of time with each module for processing because of the healing work that's happening within the group of us. So it's really a great opportunity for you to continue doing your own healing as well. So I'm going to open up the chat room. Lisa, while I look for questions, would you like to share your healing story? And you guys, I'm going to just look at questions here while Lisa tells you hers.
Sure. So one of the things that was quite amazing, for me anyway, was the shamanic journey and to discover the power animal. So as Ava said, as in the teacher training, you're doing all of the work and the exercises just the same way that the kids would do. So we did the shamanic journey, and I got quite emotional, which I didn't really expect. My power animal is a red-tailed hawk. And I had forgotten that many, many, many years ago when I had my second level Reiki, my Reiki master and a couple of other people that were being initiated, we walked out into a wooded area, and it was a beautiful little river running through, and I sat on a rock and I closed my eyes. And my Reiki master, who was doing the initiation, said, the second she started my initiation, a red-tailed hawk flew over my head. The second she stopped the initiation, the hawk flew away. Well, I'd forgotten that. Oh, I got chills just thinking about it. And so it was so amazing for me going through the teacher training to have that experience again, that I was reminded that I had been getting messages all along through hawk medicine, but I hadn't really remembered it. So having the training has really helped me. So almost on a daily basis, I see a hawk. And it's been like a really big homecoming for me. So for me, I didn't expect that type of a healing, but it was such a beautiful gift.
Oh, thanks for sharing, Lisa. All right, so friends, I see there are a number of questions in the Q&A, and I think I can get to all of them and still stay on our time frame. But if I don't have enough time to answer your specific question, just know that I will save the chat and I will answer you specifically in an email right after the call, but I'm going to try to get through most of them here. It is a day camp for kids. Usually the hours are from 9 to 3, Monday through Friday. Kids come with their backpack, their own lunches and snacks, and we provide all of the craft materials. The kids bring their own beach towel because many kids don't have yoga mats, and I travel to a different city every week and I didn't want to carry yoga mats with me. So kids bring their own beach towel and that becomes their yoga mat. Okay, so it's a 5-day program for kids, yes. Do I provide promotional support? Do you list upcoming classes on your site? Yes, okay, so there's a couple of things in there. Promotional support, yes, people can list. There's, for each year that, going forward for each year, if you wanna stay connected to, we call my website the mothership, and Dancing Jaguar is kind of like the mothership, and you guys are like the satellite ships going out into the world. So you are able to have your camps listed on the mothership's website, and you can have your camps listed in the main Spirit Camp brochure, which is right now broken down by states. So, and what happens is people can look at the main brochure and they see that there are 6 camps in Texas, and they can see that there's one in Dallas. So they can just go to the website, click on the one to Dallas, and either it goes to your own registration program that you have set up, or it goes, we have been doing it through Dancing Jaguars registration process. Now, in order for us to be doing your promotion like that, it's $100 a year to be connected to us. And I have a place on the website where it says, find a Spirit Camp teacher near you. And when people click on that, it opens up a page where it shows all Spirit Camp teachers who are in various states around the country. And they would be able to click, if you're in Dallas, on your name in Dallas and find your direct contact information or your website, phone number, whatever it is you want to provide on the Dancing Jaguar website. I hope that answered that. I'm going to keep moving down here. Do I list all upcoming classes on my site? I don't list I will list spirit camps on my website, but I don't list other people's classes on my website. I mean, this is kind of just developing right now, and I need to get like a much more powerful website as I move forward with this. So it's not happening right now, but it's not to say it won't happen in the future. There, so somebody was just saying that she has a commitment for the last Saturday of training. Is there a way to make that day up? I will work with people if you know this far ahead that you need to miss a class because of a prior commitment. I will work with people, but I really want people to make sure, if at all possible, that you are here on the live call, because you get so much more out of it experiencing this in a group setting like this. Um, do I have a problem with parents who do I come across parents who have a problem with different aspects of your spiritual work? No, not so much, because I think once parents see the advertising, the brochures, the online stuff, the website, it's pretty clear this is kind of a woo-woo camp. So, I mean, I'm saying that kind of, jokingly, but parents really kind of get it that this is not the normal spirit kind of summer program. But once their kid comes and they see, like, their kids are on fire at the end of the day because they are so excited to tell their parents about what they've learned about themselves that day. I think at one summer I was part of a rec program, and a father and son came into spirit camp, and the dad kind of realized he had registered his child for the wrong camp. At the end of the day, so he went away that morning. This was on a Monday. The end of the day, he came to me and he said, I've really registered my child for the wrong camp. I'm going to move him tomorrow. And the child said, no, this is the camp I want to be in. I don't want to go to the other camp. So I think maybe the dad might have had some issues. I'm not really sure, but the child sold it right there. So for the most part, I mean, not for the most part, I've never had a parent who has had an issue with part of the teachings of the camp. I think they're really open. Let's see, I've got the link to register for the training right there in the chat. I put that in there, and Lisa, you can put it in again for me at the end if you have it. Let's see. Will there be opportunities again to attend a live camp? Oh, I certainly hope so. Here's what my plan was for this summer. I was going to be teaching a teacher training program in Dallas, followed by a spirit camp. Those people who were completing the teacher training program were going to be able to intern with me during the spirit camp. And that way they had this full immersion experience over 2 weeks where they got all of the curriculum, learned it all, and then had the practical application of it the next week. After Dallas, I was supposed to go to Portland, Oregon for the same thing, then to Seattle, Washington, and then to Yarmouth, Maine. So the winning combination for me for this year was to be doing it that way. So everybody had this wonderful, rich, deep experience. And I would love to be able to do that again in the future. But for right now, I think everything is just going to be done online. And I hope that next summer we'll be able to, I mean, I trust in my heart, but by next summer, we'll be all out there being able to do this work face to face with kids. Do I have a schedule for teacher training planned for the spring? Nope, not yet. But I know that this is going to be a revolving program. So this is just the first one. And my intention is that once I get this first one under my belt and really understand the rhythm and the flow of it, then I'm going to be layering in virtual spirit camps for kids as well. So I'll just be like kind of ebbing and flowing through virtual spirit camps and virtual teacher trainings through the entire winter. And then hopefully sometime next year, we'll be doing the face-to-face ones again. But if you have completed a teacher training program, you are always welcome to come to any spirit camp I am teaching to either watch, share the load with me so you can get some experience under your belt. You are welcome in any spirit camp. It's an open door for anyone who has done the teacher training program. let me see if there's anything else. Can we name our businesses? So when it comes to that, there is only one Dancing Jaguar. That is my business. So what you have the rights to after you take this training is to use the Dancing Jaguar Spirit Camp logo. And I'm going to use one of my recent graduates' company names so I can give you an example. She has her own logo. Her business is called Sprouting Spirits. She works with children as well. So her advertising says, Sprouting Spirits presents Dancing Jaguars Spirit Camp. So you claim it with your business, but once you're certified, you can use the Spirit Camp logo and say, name of your business presents, and put the logo there. When you are not teaching a spirit camp, but you're using the curriculum, you can say, I'll be teaching these after-school programs from September through May at the after-school center for kids in our hometown, and I will be using curriculum from Dancing Jaguar Spirit Camp. But you can't call it Dancing Jaguar Spirit Camp because Dancing Jaguar Spirit Camp is actually just that 5-day summer program for kids. That's what's trademarked as Spirit Camp. So if you're using the curriculum for the rest of the year, you just say the curriculum we're using is provided by or is extracted from Dancing Jaguar Spirit Camp. Does that make sense, everybody? Okay, I don't see any other questions, I don't think. I'm just going to open up the call and take everybody, or actually, if you want to take yourself, payment plan. Thank you, Linda. There is a payment plan option. Yes, you can pay in full, or you can pay in 3 installments. The first one is $450. I charge $50 because it's really, I feel so strongly that people are using Dancing Jaguar Spirit Camp my company name there, that I want everyone to be vetted by my company. So there's a $50 charge just to be vetted by my company. And then you know, that clears the way for you to become part of the Spirit Camp teachers in other parts of the world or country. So it's $1250, including that. And you will have the opportunity to make 3 payment plans. The first one is $450. A month later, you would be automatically billed for the second payment, 30 days later, the next payment. And I think that answers that question. Okay, so if somebody else has a question, why don't you just take yourself off mute and ask it, and then we'll just close down the call for today. Any other questions, anyone?
But the other question I had is what price do you normally charge children, and do you ever offer scholarships for children?
Okay, so that's a great question. Yes. Okay, so what I usually do when I go into a brand new market is I research specialty summer camps in that community. It's horseback riding camps or dance camp or archery camp, or camps that are just not your normal average. They're doing crafts and swimming. So once I usually research, I don't know, maybe a dozen camps on a spreadsheet, and I kind of look at all the prices of them and how many hours a day they're meeting. Spirit Camp is 6 hours. So then I just take right in the middle, whatever the price in the middle range of all of those camps is, that's how I find the price for my new market. So traditionally, Spirit Camps have run between $225 and $350, depending on what city I'm in. And I do offer a scholarship program for children. It's never been a formal one. It's just coming out of my profit. But this is how it's happened in the past. I will have a parent or a social worker or a therapist contact me and say, I know the value of your program and I have a child that really needs to be in it, but I can't afford it. I know somebody's not going to call me and say that unless they really want that child there. So I will just say, tell me what you can afford, and I will make you a coupon code for the balance. So I have just been really honest and upfront with parents, and I feel like they've been honest with me. Like if there's a $250 camp, I've had a child say I can pay a parent say I can pay $175, but that's it. I say, okay, I'll give you a coupon code for the rest. I am officially, though, this summer, I started a Spirit Camp scholarship fund so that when people registered their child for Spirit Camp, when they were in the checkout box, the shopping cart, and they were checking out, there was a question that said, would you like to donate to the Dancing Jaguar Scholarship Fund, so that when parents contact me, or therapists or teachers contact me and ask for a scholarship for a child, there's actually a fund providing that money now. But quite honestly, this doesn't happen a lot. It's not like there's 10 scholarship kids in each camp. I would say over the course of the summer, there may be, out of 100 kids I work with, I may be asked to provide 8 scholarships. So whenever I'm asked, I provide whatever the person paying needs for support. Okay, Linda, did I answer everything there? Yes, okay. Any other questions? No? Okay, my friends. Well, I want to thank you for being on this call today. I am so grateful for.
Ava, excuse me one
Yes.
second. I think there's one more question. It's how many kids per camp?
Oh, okay. So the most kids I've had in a camp is probably 15. And that's pretty manageable. I never do them by myself. There's always another adult with me in the camps. And I think that's just smart business practice to have 2 adults. But I will say, if there's only, let me backtrack just a second. It's not always 2 adults. Like if I have 12 kids and they're all between the ages of, I don't know, say 7 and 11, like I'm not going to have to be like taking them to the bathroom and stuff. So I'm totally okay with having, like, I have many Spirit campers who have aged out of camp now because they're too old, but they really love being connected to Spirit Camp. They're my junior counselors. So if you have a teenager who is really trustworthy, I would encourage you, if you've got a small camp and you're trying to build up your numbers and you don't want to eat into your profit by hiring somebody yet, get that teenager to come in and be your junior counselor. It'll be really helpful. And when I get the larger camps though, and I have special needs kids involved in the camp, like there was one camp I was doing with a Montessori school teacher as my assistant for the week. And the day before the camp started, we had 5 kids with ADHD or autism spectrum enroll for the camp the day before the camp opened. So we put out a call to help there because we knew we were going to have our hands full. And we were going to be at a Unity church. And we asked the people at the Unity church if they had any teens in their teen program that would love to come help us and be a junior counselor. So we were able, to get our needs met fine. But if you, like my registration forms, ask parents to tell us about your child. So when we know that there are situations that may encounter a little more one-on-one with a child, we make sure that we have support for that. Anything else, my friends? No? Okay. So I'm going to put this link one more time in the bottom of the page. And if you guys want to register for the program, it is right there. You'll get your bonus. Everybody gets the bonus of the free list of books. And if you register before the 30th, you'll get your bonus also of the complete virtual Spirit Camp curriculum. So I look forward to connecting with all of you in the future. And if you have any questions, please reach out. I love talking about what I do. So call me, email me. We'll talk some more if you have any other questions. All right. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
So much.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Oh, it was my pleasure.